Gadai in the grave of a monk. When Gadai was 7 years old, Khudiram died. Gadai felt the loss of his father very keenly. Everything seemed empty to him. But to spare his mother further pain, he concealed his feelings and tried to look happy and smiling. Inwardly, however, he became more thoughtful and meditative. He did go to school as before, but he could not give his mind to his studies. He used to go to places where stories from Indian mythology were read and theatrical performances were held. He listened to them with rapt attention. He used to go to the houses of clay modelers and learned the art of modeling the images of gods and goddesses. There was a rest house near the village on the way to the shrine at Puri. Sadhus going on a pilgrimage would often stop at that place. To get peace of mind, Gadai visited them, listened to their talk, and served them in whatever way he could. He had listened to reading from books of mythology and learned that the sadhus renounce everything and meditate on God. Their hearts are full of peace. One can have peace by associating with them. Chandra Devi was happy to see that her son was so devoted to the sadhus. But the 8 years old Gadai behaved strangely. Sometimes he would smear his body with ashes. Sometimes he would paint a sacred mark on his forehead. And sometimes he would tear up his dhoti and put on a lawn cloth and come to his mother and say, "Look, mother, I am a sadhu." At this, Chandra Devi became alarmed. What would happen if the sadhus persuaded her dear son to become a sadhu and follow them? Possessed by the goddess Vishalakshi. About 2 miles north of Kamarpukur was the village of Anur. One day, a party of women set out from Kamarpukur to make an offering to the goddess Vishalakshi at Anur. Gadai joined the party. He knew many songs about gods and goddesses. He had a very sweet voice and could sing so well. He would be singing during the journey and everyone would like it. So, they were walking along and Gadai was singing devotional songs. Suddenly, he seemed to lose his consciousness. He did not answer when called. His limbs became numb and tears poured from his eyes. The women thought it was a sunstroke. Some poured water on his head, some fanned him, but Gadai lay stiff and dumb. At last, Prasannamai, daughter of the landowner Dharmadaslaha, suggested that the goddess Vishalakshi might have possessed the boy. She considered Gadai almost a god. She had heard that gods possess only those who are innocent and pure like flowers. So, as suggested by Prasanna, all the women began to address and pray to Gadai as though he were indeed the goddess. As a result, very soon Gadai regained his consciousness and resumed walking with the women as if nothing had happened. When Chandramani heard everything, she became very worried. Gadai had had a similar attack when he was 6 years old, so he was not cured yet, Chandramani thought. She made offerings to Raghubira and prayed. But Gadai said he was not ill. He had thought and thought of Vishalakshi, and it had happened like that. The ceremony of the sacred thread. At the age of 9, Gadai was to be given the sacred thread. His eldest brother Ramakumar was now the head of the family. He was arranging everything. But Gadai said that after the ceremony, he would take the first alms from Dhani, a woman of the blacksmith caste, who had helped Chandra at the time of Gadai's birth, and so call her mother, according to the custom. Ramakumar objected because it was the custom in Khudiram's family that only Brahmin women should act as mother by giving the first alms to the Brahmin boy. But Gadai said, "It will have to be done. I have given my word to Dhani that I'll take the first alms from her and call her mother. I cannot take back my word." When Gadai was younger, Dhani had asked him one day, "Will you make me your alms-giving mother when you are given your sacred thread?" Gadai had replied, "Yes." And this was supposed to be a promise. Such promises were meaningless, it was argued, but Gadai took a firm stand. He had given his word, and it would be an act of untruthfulness if he did not keep it. The ceremony was held, and Dhani became the alms-giving mother. And how happy Dhani felt! After getting the sacred thread, Gadai became eligible to worship Raghubira and Sitala. It was a task he greatly loved to do. While worshipping, he became so deeply immersed in thoughts of Raghubira that he lost his awareness of the outside world and could see the God within his heart.